Hey, it's me, unapologetically T, and I'm tired as shit, and a little hangry. But I haven't really called on me to go ahead and put this video out. Um, May this all of us who have stepped into authenticity this year, last year, whatever year, and you are continuing that journey and doing what you are called to do. The truth tellers, the people who are comfortable being in their own skin, may you continue to do what you're doing, and I'm gonna start doing what the fuck I was supposed to been doing. But I can't say supposed to because I was doing what I was supposed to all along. But I'm just happy to be able to be back in this role. So I'm just gonna get into it. And literally I had two things that happened. The first one, I literally wanted to rest today. I felt a little under the weather. I know why I feel under the weather because I literally took that trip to Texas, been running on and off ever since, and has not gotten the proper rest. So like literally my body is like, sit the fuck down, bitch. Like rest. And I have not fully rest yet. I'm typically a person, once I feel like, okay, I feel kind of better, I tend to try to go again, and not listening to just be. Um and then it's kind of complicated too because I'm in an environment that is not desirable for me. So however, I've been making the best out of it, and I am going to listen to my body and rest. So but literally when I returned the rental car, I left my pocketbook in there. However, I carry a wallet, so I had my wallet on me, so there was no money besides change, and I do collect a lot of change, so it probably was about like maybe like the change is what makes the pocketbook heavy. It's probably like maybe like $5 to $10 worth of change in there. So literally there was no money. There were some like old ID cards, like from when I went to community college, and like just old, like, my VCU ID and stuff like that. Like it was just like old stuff that like I definitely value, but it wasn't like the end of the world if it was lost. Um and I felt like if it was stolen, baby, you steal anything from me, you gonna lose everything. So I wasn't tripping. But I did have my passport. I had both our passports in there. So that was like the only thing like I was like really, really worried about was the passports. But then I tried to keep, like, I tried to, when it first happened, I knew I had left my pocketbook in there. So it was like no question to it or nothing. But I tried to like literally, and I'm gonna make this 2 videos because I feel like this gonna eat up time, but literally I tried to make phone calls to the place and let them know I had left my pocketbook in there. Like, boy, was I tired when I dropped that car off. I was so tired that I had forgot to put gas back in the car and had to go out and get gas because like literally it took about like maybe $25 to fill the gas tank up, but the rental car wanted to charge like $100 and some dollars to fill the gas tank up. And I was just like, that was a red flag right there, because I was like, that's crazy. But and I remember it being, like back in my day, I remember I was a rental car getter. Like back in my day, as soon as I turned, old enough to get one, I used to get them quite a lot. And so it was extra, but it was never that motherfucking extra. Like that's a lot. Like that's criminal. So that was a red flag right there. So I'm tired, and I'm like, nah, fuck that. I know I'm tired, but I'm gonna go ahead and go take this cheap route, this cheaper route, the logical route, and do that. So long story short, I left it in there. Knew I left it in there. Kept trying to call up there. Couldn't get nobody on the phone. Tried to go up there, and like I lied to you not, like the first time I tried to go up there, I tried to take my car, which I had just got out the shop. And I tried to take my car, and my car started showing signs that it was messing up again. So I was like, I was gonna turn back because this is like rural Virginia. So I was like, I'm not getting stuck out here. I'm gonna turn back and go back to hell base. People say home base. I'm gonna say hell base. Uh, so I'm gonna go back to that, and literally, I did that. And something was like, Latifah, don't worry about it. Like, don't worry about it. Like, everything in that pocketbook that is of true value can be replaced. Like, something kept telling me that. And so, because I would say, like, I struggle with crazy anxiety. And, and literally, to leave a pocketbook and something, whether you have money or not, if it has anything of value, like if you like me and you like memories and stuff, like, those ideas are value that I can't replace. So it was like, what do you mean you can replace it? But it's like, girl, you remember the fuck you look like on that ID card. And even if you don't, like, that shit is not that important. You knew you went. Like, so literally was having this conversation about, like, you don't have nothing to worry about. Like, if someone literally steals that pocketbook with your goddamn federal government issued ID in there, like, somebody going to jail. Like, somebody is going to jail. So in federal jail, which I've heard is nicer, but I guess it depends on the crime. But look, I'm just okay, let me stay focused. So I literally tried that day. So then I had to go put my car back in the shop, which meant that literally I was tired from having to do that, because this is rural Virginia, so we have to drive, like, to get to places. So I was tired from doing that. So I think maybe like the next following day, after dropping my car off, I tried to go back up there again. But this time my phone was going dead. So mind you, this is rural Virginia, and I don't want to be out with a dead phone. And I left the car charger in the rental car. So, like, I didn't have a way to charge up my phone. So I was just like, you know what? Once again, I was about to stop by the Dollar General store, and someone was like, Latifah, you need to turn back around. You need to go back home. That pocketbook is not that serious. Don't let that pocketbook worry you. So I'm trying to figure out, because, like, when it comes to stuff like that, like, I am literally a control freak when it comes to stuff like that. And for some reason, something just kept telling me, like, don't worry about this. And that's not normal for me, because I typically will panic over this. I am not, I am very, like, my mind is always here, there, and everywhere. So I'm literally not paying attention all the time. So this is not my first time, like, losing a pocketbook or a wallet and just feeling this great sense of panic, and just like, like, what if somebody took it? And I've had, like, money sometimes in my wallet. Like, I like cash money, so, like, I would have, like, money in my wallet, and thank God, like, nobody would take it out. I've lost phones, and people have, like, took it to, like, customer service. So thank God for honest people in this world. But this is where I was going with this. This is a rental company. I think we are now at, and when I say I was kept being told to, like, don't worry about it. So, like, I think after the second time I tried to go, I kept trying to call, and I heard this, like, option that you could, like, go to their website and put in, like, a request of whatever, like, you got going on. So I did that, and it was like a 3 to 5 business day get back at you. So I literally told them what happened. I was very, very clear of my frustration, because number one, this is number two. Number two, this is where you went wrong as for customer service in an actual corporation and all of that. Like, I don't know what training y'all are giving to y'all employees. So I'ma literally hold this to you as the corporation. The customer service is garbage. If a customer leaves anything of value in a rental car or any car, the first thing, definitely with identity in it, the first thing you should be doing is calling that customer back. Like, that's the first thing. Once you got the car cleaned out and you done took the pocketbook back, somebody should have called me immediately and said, hey, look, you left your pocketbook. We can hold it, because all travelers are not local. And that's just that. All travelers are not local. Some people are passing by. Some people are, whatever. All travelers that rent cars are not local. Hold on. All right. So all like people who are traveling are not local. So for me, it was like, well, I wasn't even local. Like this shit is like at least like over an hour away. So like I'm not even local. But I'm more local than some travelers is. Some travelers like might be across country lines. Like, and a lot of people are traveling, they be tired, they be exhausted. So literally might not even remember that they left their pocketbook or valuables, in that car. So for me, it was like, so what do y'all just hold people shit and y'all don't ever reach out to them and say, hey, we have your stuff, your belongings, like any of that. And so one of the odd things that I kept being told was that they need to do their job. Like, why haven't they done their job? Like, yes, I, as the personal property owner, should care about my belongings as well. But what about those people who aren't local? What about those people who are don't even remember they left their belongings? They don't even know where they left their belongings at. Like me, I knew I had left my shit in there. Like I knew that was the last place I had put it. I saw it. Like I have a photogenetic memory, and I was like, oh shit, I left that shit in the backseat. And my child antennas was not on that day. So which she shouldn't have to always worry about me, but it'd be nice if she could be a helpmate. But yeah, like, so I literally, when I did get a chance to write the complaint, it was written, I wasn't nasty. Like I never try to write nasty complaints, but I definitely let people know like I'm frustrated. Or that I think, y'all need some training. And if anybody, I definitely put in there, if anybody steal my stuff, like God sees all. Like God sees all. I don't know if you know what the hell that means, but God sees all. Like, but definitely poor customer service. And literally that was just like, it made me turned off. Like I would never want to rent from you again. I don't care how cheap your prices are. Like your service is cheap, so you get what you pay for. I wouldn't even want to rent from you again. The people at the desk were nice when renting a car, but like I don't want to rent for nobody that you got my shit and you wouldn't even call me. Like you wouldn't even pick up the phone to call me. I'm trying to call you, you won't even pick the phone up. Like I said, what if you got a traveler that lives somewhere else, like far away in fucking Canada, and this was the time in the season of people traveling to see family? Like what if they literally, or in California somewhere living, or like I said, they live in Canada. Like, what was you not gonna call them? Like, you was not gonna say a word to them? And this wasn't a situation where I just left, something minute. This was like a pocketbook with identification, multiple forms of identification in it. No one ever called. And I say this to say that you companies out here that are operating and you're literally making all this money off the average day person, you're literally not paying your employees to fucking give a fuck about your customers. Like time is ticking. We literally can't keep breaking bread with motherfuckers that don't give us good customer service. Like I can't bring myself to literally spend my money there anymore. And I will be doing a Google review for you. Literally will be doing a Google review for you. Boycott places that do not respect you. And I say this because even once I sent that email off, and I know some stupid, ignorant people have missed the whole point of this. Like, and you're going to be like, well, you should have cared about your belongings more. I was being called to, like, chill the fuck out. And that's where me and you differ. I'm obedient. I'm obedient, and I listen to what I'm being called to. And what I was being called to do is to see a flaw in a system that literally is profiting off of everyday people and wouldn't even lift a finger to call them to tell them that they have left some personal belongings. So that was what I was being called to do, to sit back and wait and see how long it took for them. It literally took a long time. it took a long time. It took a long time for me to get a it didn't take a super long time for me to get a response. I think it took about the 5 days. But it took a long time for like that. Like it took a long time to get that response. No one answered the phone. None of that shit. So like, what was I going? Oh, what I was saying is the response I got after submitting the claim and saying how I was frustrated that I had left my belongings in there. I know I left my belongings in there. Like no one has called. That is so, such poor customer service. Like I just said it, like it's poor customer service to leave something that, that obvious and you not call. Like where's your fucking courtesy? Excuse me. But I didn't put that in there. I definitely used my intellect when I wrote it, and I did include God like I do with anything else, because a lot of y'all think, God don't exist, I guess, and you're gonna just keep getting on by doing all kind of fucked up shit to people, and nothing's gonna come to it. But this is God's design, and you're sadly mistaken. And I would warrant people to boycott companies who literally do not value you as a customer. If that company does not value you as a customer, and I say that not by how the employee always treat you. You can literally, I have been reaching out to I am beyond a Karen. I don't even ask for your manager no more. Like, I learned that from white women. Like, I don't ask for your manager no more. I want the corporate number. Like, give me the corporate number. I want to talk to who own this shit. Like, I want to send an email through corporate channels and let them know how the people you have hired are misrepresenting your company. They have to be misrepresenting your company. Nigga, you need to come and do a goddamn, what's that show, them secret bosses? You need to come and evaluate your motherfucking employees because they are not representing you well, and you're going to lose business if you don't figure it out. So, I'm a super saiyan Karen, only I got sense with it, and I don't call fallacy unless it's fallacy. Literally, it is on both parties to definitely, it is on me as the person who has the property to, try to check and see if my property is there. But, and I did that. No phones were fucking answered. Like, I stayed on the phone one time for 20 minutes, one time for an hour, and no phone was ever answered. I just kept getting that it was a high volume of calls. This is not an employee issue, and that's what I want to be clear about. This is not an employee issue. This is a corporation issue. They are cutting costs. They are not having enough employees there to actually, manage what needs to be done. This is a cutting corners, and it is gonna fuck your bottom line. Obviously the business that you have learned was corrupt and crooked, and it's gonna start to show. Like, it's gonna crumble, it's gonna fall if you can't get your shit together. Literally, if you go in any business, I don't care if it's small, corporation, local, whatever, you being mistreated, call that shit the fuck out. Call it the fuck out. Literally, if someone is being disrespectful and rude to you, be disrespectful and rude back within parameters that you don't crash the fuck out and get locked up, but be rude and disrespectful back. I did not have that situation. Had I had it, God help them. But literally, the customer is not always right. However, your customer is what keeps you afloat. So the moment that y'all cut customer service training out of your goddamn programs, like, y'all need to bring them videos back. And matter of fact, you need to let me help you do it, because my customer service skills are fucking like the best. I will make my customer feel the best when they're spending their money with the company. And I thank God that I had a lot of experience in retail and customer service. It's literally funny because I do not like interacting with people. So that right there should let you know And I don't like interacting with all kinds of people. That right there should let you know that it is very possible for you to have a not people person to like make your company look phenomenal. But I think y'all cut costs on training the motherfuckers, and you've cut costs on supervision of the motherfuckers. So you are literally, leaving it all up to them, and they're making you look bad. You should look bad because you need to stop cutting costs. Stop cutting costs. It is not helping your bottom line. You're going to go out of business. And that's just that. So I just wanted to leave and say that. Start calling these fucking people out that are making you as a customer not feel good. And I've had this happen this whole month of December. If you've been out here in these stores shopping, which I haven't been out here in these stores shopping, but when I went on the road to travel and I've popped out for different reasons publicly, I've had some bad rotten apples who have made me feel like, why the fuck am I breaking bread with this establishment? I know that you are not the all to be all to this establishment, but could you please get another motherfucking job? And I don't want to hear that this is all I know, all I can do right now. Like, can you get another job for the sake of us? Like, can you please go somewhere else so that this company can fall and crumble, like, so they won't have no motherfucking employees? If this company is making you that miserable, can you go? And then most times it's not the company, it's their miserable ass lives that they bring to their workplace. And that's a whole nother conversation that y'all need to train your employees. Like, stop skipping out on training. Stop skipping out on training. Y'all need to have like actual, like how I did when it was back in the day. Before I stepped foot in that goddamn establishment to do any fucking thing, I was trained first. And some of them I did have training at the actual establishment. Some places had their own little headquarters for training. But I was trained. I was paid for training. And literally, it was the best thing that could have happened for me for being in a public facing job, like literally interacting with people. I didn't give a fuck. You've seen me do videos on how my childhood was. I didn't give a fuck what I was going through at home. I was going to make my customer feel good because my customer needed to come in here and spend money with this company, and this company wasn't even mine. I just didn't want my number one, I didn't want the company I was working for to look retarded, and I didn't want the customer who is spending the money to feel icky after they left. Like, a customer is not going to want to come back. A customer is not going to feel good after they purchase something from you and you've made them feel like shit. Like, whatever happened to like actually greeting customers? Like, what happened to this customer service shit is trash. This industry of customer service is trash. I need you to bring it back. And I will say this, I have had some bomb ass customer service, so it do still exist. I've had some bomb ass customer service this holiday season, and I just want to thank them. May God bless them. But the motherfuckers that brought that misery around me, I don't have no blessings for you. The good, kind-hearted people can pray for you, but I don't give two fucks because you don't never know what nobody going through. Like, I be going through complete hell in this bitch, and I'd be damned if I'm gonna go out in public and make a random person feel the fuck bad because I'm going through some bullshit. Literally can't do it. It's not in my heart, and that shit is foul. You need to get your life. You're too goddamn old. You too goddamn old. It don't even be the goddamn teenagers, even though they got their own little shit. It don't even be them. It be the goddamn old, miserable ass people that, feel like they failed at life and they don't want to try harder to do better. So it as you can see, this is a corporation problem. I see it more in corporations than I do local or small businesses. But this is a corporation problem which is causing an employee customer service problem. You're not valuing your employees, and it shows. And then some of y'all just not vetting your employees because it's hard to get people to want to work for a fucked up system that even if you go to work for 40 hours a week, you still can't pay your bills. You still can't pay your bills. So the system is crumbling, and it's a shit show. And I just wanted to come up here and say, boycott those places that don't make you feel good. If you sent in a customer complaint and they literally act like that shit, like the message I got back was, it was like a fucking, a fake apology. Like, it was like a fake apology. Like, yeah, we investigated it. I apologize that you had to go through this, and we investigated it, and your pocketbook is there. You should be looking out for a phone call. Look, I still waited. God told me to still wait. I waited 2 days, I think, after receiving that message. They still didn't call me. And I did the waiting by being obedient and on purpose. I wanted to see if they was gonna call, like, because that mean that had I been another type of customer who did not have access to come back to this place, who did not remember that I left my pocketbook there, I would have never fucking seen my belonging ever fucking again. They would have never called. Like, they would have never called. And when I did get it, it was all crushed up and shit. So, but I didn't care about that, because it wasn't the pocketbook, baby. It wasn't the passports. It wasn't any. It was the principle. It's the principle. So for all you people who missed the message and gonna say, well, that's your pocketbook, you should have cared more than. It's the principle, bitches, and that's why y'all are having a hard time in life, because life does not have the principles in it like it used to. But y'all in for a rude awakening, because the principles are back. And it was the principle. That pocketbook was a cute ass pocketbook, but it was a cheap ass pocketbook that I got like 50 million years ago. It was just still in good condition because I typically take care of them. But I didn't really care about that shit. Like, most of the times I give my pocketbooks away after a while, like, because I done seen them. I done seen them enough. So I literally could care less about the pocketbook. I literally, I would have wanted to save that money that it was going to cost to replace my passport, but I really wasn't tripping off that passport either after I kept getting the messages like, it's not that serious. Like, I want you to wait. And it wasn't that serious, and I did need to wait, because I was even at the point where, like, I was like, fuck the pocketbook, I'm going to just get the passports. And it was like, look, I want you to wait. And so I waited, and that's what happened. So literally call that shit out every time. If you send a complaint to corporate and corporate does not make you feel better, either you send a complaint to corporate, or you went through a complaint channel, because they don't let you have access to corporate, literally leave that company the fuck alone, because now you got like the employees at the bottom level, the employees at the customer service level, like, that's supposed to be your customer service. Like, they definitely supposed to get trained. The ones that's behind the emails and the keyboards and the phone conversations, like, they're supposed to be definitely trained. So if you ain't make me feel like, better after that, like, I don't want to do business with you. And that's just how that shit gotta go. You gotta starve that shit out. But all right, I'm going to be off to the next video. The next video is very good. It's called Spatial Awareness, but it talks about basically racism. Racism and spatial awareness, definitely in the grocery stores and out in public. So go check that one out. I'll be uploading that after this one.